Rachel White with the Horizon League here with Adam Chedi to discuss the Student-Athlete Leadership Forum. Adam attended on behalf of the Horizon League and Purdue Fort Wayne recently. So let's just start with kind of the process of getting selected to attend. What was kind of your reaction when you found out you were one of the two student athletes who was going to represent the Horizon League?
So first of all, when I was told that I was nominated, I was quite surprised. I was happy and grateful at the same time because it means that I've been acknowledged for what I've been doing on my campus. So I was very happy about that. And then I kind of forgot about it. And then when it popped out, I got the message from Matt and from Spencer. I was kind of out of words because first of all, I saw I was in Houston. I've been to Houston. I've lived in Houston for a year. So it kind of like aligned together and I was very happy about it, to be honest. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I don't think too many people are really that familiar with what the Student Athlete Leadership Forum is. So can you just talk a little bit about kind of what the schedule was, really what you were there and what you were doing in Houston?
Okay. So essentially we arrived on a Thursday morning and we just got enrolled with like getting our gear and all material that's required. And essentially there's players and athletic administrators that are representing on behalf of conferences, schools who have been nominated and elected to represent their institution because of the work they've been putting in and all that. So just being around like-minded people who are all at the same headspace, I guess, was one way to summarize that. So throughout the day, we were assigned into color teams. My team was blue team, go blue team. We got really close with one another, so it was kind of fun. And we had two supervisors, Crystal and Adam, who were responsible for going over the presentations, the material, everything. And we had a lot of group discussions, activities that were kind of, I'm not gonna lie, pushed me out of my comfort zone. It was definitely something I haven't done before. And I felt like it was a good icebreaker to open up the group, and which further down the weekend turned out to be like the essential of the whole weekend was that we created a safe space in our group, which allowed for reflection and discussion about things that are sometimes hard to talk about individually and overall. So yeah, that's basically how I would summarize that. Yeah.
Awesome. You mentioned you remember the blue team. What did you enjoy most about your color team?
So what I personally liked a lot was just the family atmosphere it became. It was kind of weird because we had 4 internationals, I think, including myself, and then people from UK, Scotland, and stuff like that. And then we were just all from like different parts of the country, and just seeing how cohesive we became and how we got along really well. Like people were crying when we were leaving. So just goes to show like how like close of a bond we were able to form just in a short like 4 days. And that's also a huge thanks to the advisors or the yeah, you understand, Crystal and Adam. Yeah.
Obviously, you worked a lot with your group, but there was a lot of really self-reflection and learning about yourself. So what would you say you learned maybe about your leadership style or your personality throughout the course of the time?
Okay, so one of the things that I've actually thought about, because I've been thinking a lot about this experience recently, and I found out that I had a hard time being honest with myself in terms of the assessments, because sometimes you do not necessarily want to acknowledge your flaws or your weaknesses, as that what we're as athletes used to. But I think with being in a group that respected one another, opened up for me to, be proud of myself and own who I am. And I think just in terms of learning about my communication style, that was really cool. So it's either if you're a silent type or a violent guy. And personally, I was a silent guy, and I did see myself in a lot of the scenarios that we talked about. So it was just something to be aware of and something to work towards. And I think just as I thought of was that this experience might be like a foundation, serve as a foundation. It's not something like, oh, I got it, now I'm gonna go do it. It's just something that needs to be built upon and developed. Yeah.
What would you say is the most valuable part of the experience that you took away?
All right. I like So this was another thing I was thinking about. It's just being there, especially in the color teams, with my team, I mean, and like talking with these people from all around the world and across the states and everything. It just one thing occurred to me is that we're all different, yet we're so similar in certain ways. Like we all have the same struggles, we all have the same responsibilities at some points, even though like some people were seniors, some were juniors, some were administrators. At one point, we have all been in each other's shoes. So just seeing that made me feel a little bit more relieved and made me feel better about myself. And I think that's something I want to talk to others about and like open up for, because sometimes it can be overwhelming, especially when you're in this age. So yeah.
You mentioned this already, that this really experience had a positive impact on you, but it was really kind of a starting point. So how do you think you're going to be able to really take this and kind of carry it forward into really the next chapter of your life?
I just got to say also I'm a psych major. So a lot of the stuff we learned about correlates with psychology. And I think like getting real life examples and real life experience with this gave me an idea of how to utilize a lot of what we learned in psychology, but like apply it to your life. And I think just personally being aware of stuff, like for instance, my communication style in this case, just makes me more considerate when I'm, for example, talking to others or bringing stuff up. I think I'm going to be more aware, and that overall, like when you add up all those experiences, will just help me develop. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad that it was such a positive experience for you. And thank you so much for doing this interview today and also representing the Horizon League at the forum.
Yeah, thank you for having me.